McMacken, and I'm here to present to you the announcements. But first, I would like to honor our practitioner holding the light, Denise Harmon. Thank you, Denise. I want to remind you that today we have an amazing workshop right after the service at 12:30 with Carolyn James. She has a book called Sprinkles from Heaven. This will be in the Emerson room. So learn to see the signs of your deceased loved ones who want to comfort us. And also we have another funny workshop that's coming up next week by Joel Varinsky. I'm going to invite him up to tell you a little bit about it.
Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be here at the second service, and I'll take 1 minute and I'll tell you about my class next Sunday, 1 o'clock in the sanctuary. We have lots of fun practicing animated laughter with feelings. This dynamic healing method is based upon my 43 years of counseling experience. Last year, animated laughter with feelings helped me conquer aggressive cancer. It's a repetitive connected breath method based upon my many years of practicing different breath techniques. There is a YouTube video with approximately 10,000 views. My book, I Dare to Heal with Laughter, took 8 years in the writing. The I Dare to Heal 3-book series began in 2001 with I Dare to Heal with Compassionate Love. It was #1 for Self-Help Psych on the Midwest Book Review. They are for sale. Buy the series, people. Barnes & Noble sponsored book signings over the years. The method integrates meditation, Sanskrit music, sharing, bioenergetic exercises, 2 sessions of animated laughter with feelings. Please bring a mat, blanket, and wear comfortable clothing.
Thank you, Joel. Sounds like fun. I'm going to make sure I'm there. Thank you, Lynn. All right, so today, after the service, we are having a root beer float Sunday up in the Youth and Family Center, so make sure you visit the Youth and Family Center after the service. Seaside Sisters have a couple great events coming up. This is a sister-only event on May 22nd, the Dances of Universal Peace, Simple Songs and Dances, celebrating all paths to God. That will be from 7 to 8:30. And then on June 1st, we will have a healing bowl meditation. So make sure you join us for those 2 wonderful events. This Tuesday, Lori Sheets is teaching a class called On the Path to Letting Go. It's not too late to join. It starts at 6 p.m. and it will be in the Emerson room. This Saturday is the final session with Death Cafe until September. Join Carolyn Boaz for tea, cake, and conversation around the subject of death and dying. Save the date. Friday evening, June 12th, we'll be presenting a Broadway show called The Spelling Bee. This is a fun family musical event. Tickets are $12 for adults and $7 for students under 18 years old, and you can buy your tickets online. Gina Goodman, our young adult group, will be having a yoga at the beach on May 30th, starting at 9:45 at Beacons Beach in Encinitas. And you only need to bring a towel. It's a free event, and afterwards, the gang's getting together at Panikin's Coffee and Tea for brunch. June 7th is a beautiful day here at Seaside. We have a great celebration of honoring all the practitioners and the religious science ministers who are graduating in the area. So if you would like to volunteer your time, please see Robin Holt, who is a practitioner and a minister in training right now. And don't forget Wednesday night, Practicing the Presence. Reverend Debbie McDonald is going to be talking about I Just Want to Have Fun. So we'll see you on Wednesday, and please rise and greet your neighbor.
please remain standing for the congregational song? Come on! Whoa, Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, the Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, the Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, the Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, I used to think that I had to. I used to think that I should. The scripture told me that I had to be good. But now I love 'cause I want to. I love because I am free. Blinded by the Spirit, oh Lord. The Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, the Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, the Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, I don't need any prodding. I don't need any law. I want to sing with all my heart. God is my all in all. I let go of my burden. Loving God has made me free. Blinded by the Spirit, oh Lord. The Spirit of God is upon me. Come on! Whoa, Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, come on, Bob. That's Bob and the fellas. Whoa, Spirit of God is upon me. 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 Whoa, I thought it was my duty. I thought it was my job. Somewhere I believed that loving God would be hard. But loving God is wonderful. Loving God is ecstasy. Thank God for my spirit. Tell you that the Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, all right.
Woo. Rebecca Jade calling in that spirit. And good morning, Seaside. Woo, what a joy it is to be with you on this day in which the Spirit of God is upon us. My goodness, just standing in that, I get just chills going up and down my spine. That's how the healing happens. It's just you allow that Spirit of God to be upon you. And that's where that higher mandate comes from for your wholeness and your well-being. And Seaside is about creating that space where there is love, where there is caring, where there is the experience of that divine presence. It is a community that sits without judgment and welcomes people wherever they may be on their spiritual path to know that we have got a seat waiting for you to move deeper into your connectedness with Source. And what we believe around here is putting Spirit first always. That is the high mandate that this community has continued to accept. And so a wonderful practitioner to take us to that higher place is Victoria Wood.
Good morning. Let's just take a moment to move into the stillness. An internal smile bursts forth as I listen to the birds singing their song, reminding me to go higher and higher and higher, spreading my wings, allowing myself to fly. For in this space of ultimate, undivided love, I know in this space that there is God. As I continue to rise, I look out upon the horizon, and I get to see and sense and feel and know and recognize the God self. Witnessing the beauties that life has to offer. Witnessing the beauty inside of me. As I too witness the beauty and the connectedness inside each and every one of us. For that songbird sings this song for us on this special day. It's just my job to recognize. And so in this connective nature, I allow myself to open to the richness and the fullness of what is to transpire. For there is only this eternal moment, this infinite one, and I praise it, and so it is. Amen.
Blessings and grace, love overflowing, joy in this place. Spirit is showing blessings and grace, mind, body, soul, and I am one with God. Blessings and grace, love overflowing, joy in this place. Spirit is showing blessings and grace, mind, body, soul, and I am one with God. Blessings and grace, love overflowing, joy in this place. Spirit is showing blessings and grace, mind, body, soul, and I am one with God.
you. That is so beautiful. Thank you, Rebecca, so much. We're so blessed to have you. We are. Thank you. And thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Lynn, for your accompaniment. Beautiful. Thank you. And Victoria, thank you. Thank you for sending the tone so nicely for us today. Welcome. My name is Reverend Debbie McDonald, and it's my pleasure to be here with you today. I want to welcome you. I want to let you know that we honor all paths to God here at Seaside. No matter where you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here, and we're very glad that you're here with us today. If it is your first time here, please know that we have a special package for you. We have a new member or a first-time visitor's envelope for you by the front door there, by the glass doors. You can just pick it up on your way out, and it has little information about Seaside, what we're about. It has a CD of Dr. Christian talking of our basic beliefs of the science of mind, and a few other coupons for you and goodies for the bookstore and muffin and a few other things. And please find any of us and talk to us if you have any questions. We'd love to talk to you. I want to just mention that I had a beautiful day yesterday with 25 of our religious science practitioners. They were at retreat up at Quest Haven, and it was just a wonderful time to come together in community, connection, sisterhood, and brotherhood. It was just beautiful. And I want to let you know that today after service, I'm going to be doing an informational session about practitioners, what a practitioner is, what the practitioner path is. So if you've ever thought that you might be interested in becoming a practitioner, or you just want to know a little bit more information about what a practitioner is and what the requirements are, come join us. We're going to meet at the family room, and then we're going to go back to one of the offices, but we'll meet in the family room right after service, so join me today for that. Also, Wednesday evening, Reverend Lori Mack and myself host the Wednesday night Going Within service. And this Wednesday, I will be speaking on I Just Want to Have Fun. So if you want to talk about that and hear a little bit about divine play, come out Wednesday night and see me at 7 o'clock. Dr. Christian's talk today is a higher mandate. And I've chosen a reading for you today from A New Design for Living. It's one of the last books that Ernest Holmes had published before his transition. So it was written closer to the end of his life, and so it's a little bit different than our Science of Mind textbook. He reveals some of the things that he maybe didn't talk about so much in the text. And I'm going to read today from a section entitled, Today is Important. There will never be more of God, abundance, health, or happiness than is available to us today. And the only time we can experience what we may desire is today. We can't do it yesterday, and tomorrow hasn't come. We have to encompass right now in our thoughts all the good we can ever hope to experience. For out of that thought comes the joy of our life today and the pattern of our experience tomorrow. But the present moment can never provide us with more joy than we are able to embody. God is not removed from us by time or space, but is constant, immediate. However, the extent to which we become consciously aware of our relationship with God is a personal decision. We may postpone a greater awareness indefinitely to our loss. Life is declaring itself in and through us this very moment, urging us to wake up to what we really are. Today is the most important day of our lives. It is the only day we will ever know. We need to discard all the theological concepts with their theories of a future heaven or hell. We need to think simply and deeply and in accordance with whatever the real truth of the universe appears to be to us. Right now, God-mind is complete, not divided among itself. It did not create evil to combat. It did not create a yesterday or tomorrow in which to become more or less of itself. It is eternal now. As we come to let our thoughts rest on this, we find that goodness, love, beauty, truth, and order are immediately available, not far removed in time. They are part and parcel of today, and we shall be more nearly right when we learn to include them in our day, not exclude them. So let's simply take these words in as we turn within for prayer. Just feeling and sensing and knowing that one power and that one presence that is God, that is good, that is love, that is truth, that is here now, present, always and forever. I know that I am one with this divine love. I know that I am one with this source. And just as I know this is true for me, I know it's true for each one here. I know that each one in the sound of my voice, each one in this sanctuary, each one in the world is a divine expression of spirit. That each one is perfect, each one is whole, each one is complete right now, not in some future time. But in this time, today, right in this moment, there is perfection. There is nothing to heal, nothing to fix, there's nothing that's broken. It's just a simply revealing of that divine presence that is forever there, that is forever eternally present. And I know for each one that they live and breathe and have their very being in this divine love, in this divine essence, in this divine energy that is forever, ever expressing as health and wholeness and prosperity and abundance. And I'm knowing for each and every individual that is stepping into this great time of graduation, this great time of transition, this great time of moving from one stage to the next, that there is a growth taking place, there's an expansion taking place. And for each and every parent that as a child that's reached that milestone, there is that joy and that happiness and that celebration taking place. And I know for Seaside Center for Spiritual Living that it is a place of divine unfoldment. It is a place where the love of the divine is felt. It is palpable. We can sense it in our very cells, in every cell of our being. And I know that I am one with this sense and this being. And with that sense of absolute gratitude, with a sense of absolute knowingness, with a sense of a full, full heart, I just simply release these words into the divine nature of the law, knowing that it is already done, it is already complete, and so it is.
Good morning, Seaside. It is my complete honor to introduce our guest artist for today. This is actually his first time with us, so I hope that we can give him a very, very warm welcome. He's visiting us from Agape, and so he has been there for a number of years, and he knows a lot of the folks that we do have here with us regularly, like Ray Davis and other fantastic singers that have come down to be here with us. Our guest artist has had lots of experience doing lots of music in his history, as well as a professional actor. And now he's transitioned over to actually sharing his gifts and teaching others about those gifts, music, English, and also acting. So we're very, very honored to have him here. Please help me give a nice warm welcome to Jason Powell.
With an introduction like that, I feel so special. Thank you. Good morning, and I'll even extend that God morning. And thank you. It's such an honor to be here, and so we can exchange vibes, and because we're all connected, you know. One laughs, we all laugh. One cries, we all cry. And those are those pleasant reminders that we are connected from that same source. It was a great man, guy named Sam Cooke. Darling, you send me Cupid. What a wonderful world this. Thank you. Awesome. So you know that guy. And some of the younger ones saying, who is that? But he, you know, that was his big songs, chart hitters and all that. But there was another song during civil rights movement that became kind of an anthem of that time, you know, the Martin Luther King time, Rosa Parks time. People, you know, going through a whole lot, not just one particular group, everyone, because everyone was a part of that. And there was laughter, there was crime there too. But he sung a song, wrote the song, and it still rings true today. It's still relevant even today. And here's how it goes. Put my little spin on it, spiritual spin. Whoa, 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 whoa. I was born to be a giver, in the Spirit, oh, just like the Spirit I've been a-giving ever since I've spent a long time loving, but I know a change is gonna come. So it is. It's been so good living. I'm not afraid to die, 'cause I know life's eternal and death is just a lie. I'll spend a long time loving, but I know the change is gonna come. Then I go to my sisters and brothers, and I say, sisters and brothers, help me please. And they wind up, to my surprise, loving me, yes, just like I need. But there's been times when I thought I wouldn't, but now I know I'll just pick on up and carry on. I spent a long time, such a mighty long time loving, and I know the change is gonna come. No matter what you face, any challenges, any adversity, you can change it by simply a breath. It's very powerful. That's true. Then I go to my sisters and brothers, and I say, sisters and brothers, help me. And they wind up, I say they wind up loving me like I when I thought I couldn't go on, but I fall to my knees and I say, dust off, stand up, look towards the light, yeah, the change has come, yes it is, say the change has come. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Say the change has come. Say the change has come. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Say the change has come. Yes, it is. So it is. So. Yeah. Woo. Woo.
Hey, Jason Powell giving us the way it is, man. The change has come. Woo! And so it is, Jason Powell, just rocking our stage, giving us his heart, his soul, and his prayer. My goodness. Gosh, man, I like the way he changed it up. And so it is. It's here. I like it. What a great song for today, because today's message is about living from a higher mandate. Is living from that higher place that sees that change, that sees that possibility. And one of the quotes that just came my way this week that we've probably all seen in our time, but Mark Twain is the one who wrote it. He said, 20 years from now, it's not going to matter so much about what you didn't. I get that straightened up here. I just still in that space. 20 years from now, you're not going to care so much about the things. 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed about the things you didn't do than the things you did do. So cast those bow lines from your boat and set your sail and leave that safe harbor and allow your sails to catch those trade winds. Explore, dream, and discover is what he told us. You know, you're going to look back and say, man, I wish I would have done that. Well, I'll tell you what, that is the mandate that is stirring in your heart and your soul. That which you are wishing or desiring or envisioning that you can possibly do. We're saying, go do that. The change will come, as Jason's saying to us, that will support that to show up in your life. You know, there's this principal who got a call one morning, and the call said, Tommy Jones won't be coming to school today. He said, oh, well, and who's calling? And nervously on the other line, he heard, it's my dad. But how many of us want to call in and play hooky from life? How many of us would like to call the principal, the big principal in the sky, God, who you want to say, you know what, just this one's not for me. I'm not coming in today. I just don't want to deal with this one. You know, count me out. Take this cup from me. I'm just not into that one. And yet there's something stirring in your soul. There's something that wants to birth itself. That's the higher mandate that wants to be known. You have been born here, and there's a stirring in your soul to spread those wings you are created to fly in your life. And what happens is we call in hooky. We play hooky. We rationalize ourselves out of going for that stirring of our soul and our spirit. We make ourselves so busy that we just don't have time to get around to that mandate of starting that business, of opening that new something, of going for that relationship, of putting yourself out there. I've driven enough people around Hawaii and Costa Rica my days, showing people those beautiful houses. You've seen them sitting up there on the hill with those big, sprawling green lawns that they don't even have to water because God does. And, you know, and the jungle that just comes right up to their lanai, and the huge house with the panoramic ocean view unobstructed. You know those houses? And I've had people say, as I'm driving by and looking at them, man, I could never imagine myself living in one of those. And it's like, yep, well, that's why you're not going to be living in one of those. As long as you're not imagining that, you can just check that one off your bucket list. You know, you have been given this vision to say yes to, not to shoot it down, say, I can't even imagine. But you know what it takes is really a contrary disposition of hope and skepticism. You know, we kind of want to buy into the skepticism because then I won't be disappointed. You know, if I don't really imagine it, then it's, well, I knew it wasn't going to happen anyway. And yet there's a part of us that wants to hope. You know, that one that wants to believe, that has that clarity, that clairvoyance, that telepathy, that extrasensory perception, that one that wants to believe in mind over matter, that love really does heal all, that forgiveness really does work, that when I leave this world, I will reunite with my loved ones and my hair. You know, it's... there's part... Yeah, you too. I get it. You know, there's part of us that just wants to be able to believe. And that mandate in our soul, that stirring, that spirit, saying, I believe. You know what it said to Abraham? It says to Abraham, I will bless you so you can be a blessing to others. See, that's where the mandate's coming from. It's not looking just to shower you with all those things. I'm going to bless you so you can be a blessing to others. That's what it's about. You are here to be that channel and that conduit. You are here to serve that spirit in life, and it is asking you to step into those areas that just feel right. And so what I hear so often is people say, count me in. But first, I just got to get things in order. I'm just, like I said, just a little busy here, a little hyperactive. I just got to slow it down. As soon as I get everything nailed down, count me in. And what I've done as I've tried to get everything handled and nailed down is life spills over. And it spills over some more. And life will just continue to create things in our world. We are living in a world that is filled with God, filled with beauty, filled with possibilities. And you are never going to get it all nailed down no matter what. So, what you want to do, or at least what I have learned to do, is to be able to find the peace or the moment in the midst of it all. In the busy cacophony of our city, to be able to hear those birds singing. To be able to feel the presence of God and to be able to sit with myself and realize something Napoleon Hill said when he said, it's always your next move. It's always up to you to make the next move in your life. You have been given this mandate. Listen to that stirring in your soul and your spirit. Listen to something that is in there and recognize, you know what? It's up to you to make the next move. Well, I've moved so many times, it's like, I'm just so far in the hole. I've got so much that is piled up and it hasn't lined up quite right. And it is, Christian, if you knew my world, I want to believe, but it's a mess. How can I listen to this higher mandate when my world is just so messed up? Scrambled, if you would. Christian, not even God can put scrambled eggs back together. Don't you know? Yeah, I get that. But God can make an amazing omelet. And that is what is next in our life. You don't have to put things back. That's where we get stuck, trying to nail things down, getting everything handled first. You don't have to. You've got to recognize what is next is that trajectory. You don't have to make your world wrong. What you've got to do is you've come here to spread those wings so you can fly. That stirring in your soul is telling you to go, to fly. What's going on in your world is your launching pad, is your runway, is that something for you to go forward in your life. In Philippians, that's a book in the Bible. Strange one. But the first chapter, verse 6, it said, be confident in this, that he who puts the good works in you will perform it until its perfection is complete. He or she, you can have it either way, puts the good works in you, puts that mandate in you, puts that something inside of you, isn't going to leave you, will stick around and perform it until the perfection of it is complete in your life. But you're the one who's got to believe that. And not call in hooky and play hooky. Not say, I got to get everything in order first. You know what? I'm going to listen to this mandate that's stirring in my soul. But what happens is all of a sudden you see all those things that are before me that are scrambled that there's no way I can do. Well, we got to stop focusing on what you can't do and realize that God can do it. And start focusing on what God can do in your life and can do in your world. Because I'll tell you what, if you're trying to tackle life and all those holes and all those challenges and all those scrambles and all those difficulties and all those obstacles, that's big. It doesn't sound very fun. But if you got a vision, if you got a mandate, if you got something that is enticing and exciting, then whatever is coming your way to deal with is not like a downer. It's exciting, it's dynamic, it is calling for something inside of you. It's just the shift in perspective, right? It's the same hurdle, but one you're looking at, this is a drag, and the other, this is exciting, this is engaging, this is calling for something inside of me. You'll come to recognize the pain is not your campground, but it is a stepping stone for the greater possibility for your self-expression. It is all right. That mandate for greatness is often born out of great challenges. Stephen Hawking, he wasn't so much into the whole scientific thing until he had ASL. Then all of a sudden, his sacred purpose birthed itself inside of him. Malcolm X, not until he sat in prison did he become more clear as to what his sacred purpose was to be. Anwar Sadat, same thing, in prison is when he got it. Buckminster Fuller said, standing on the shores of Lake Michigan, this great futurist said he was contemplating suicide when finally he got the mandate, the sole purpose. That's something that is inside of him. Viktor Frankl in Auschwitz, that was there is where he got it. Teilhard Chardin was shipped off to the remote mission in China. The church tried to shut him up, and it was there that he wrote The Phenomenon of Man. Mother Teresa, the church said no, and she didn't listen. You have got to listen to that something that stirs in your soul that is far greater than what is before you, because when it becomes a vision, when it becomes when it becomes a mandate, there becomes an excitement. Your blood starts pumping. The possibilities exist for you. It doesn't matter how big a pain or difficulty or how scrambled life has become. Don't call in playing hooky on that. Realize this is the launching pad that is going to serve you for what is next in your life. Ram Dass, he had a stroke a while back, just incapacitated him and shattered his personal identity for the world. He was no longer the helper of people. He was the one who needed help to make it into this world and still needs help to this day. But he wrote in his book, Still Here, great title, that there's a big difference between cure and healing. See, healing doesn't need to get things back to the way they were. How many people are trying to pray to get things back to the way they were? Healing doesn't need to get things back to the way they were. It allows what is to move you closer to God. Is that great? That is a great definition of healing. What is can move you closer to God. It is about being consciously connected with the source. One of my wonderful friends in the ministry, Dr. Peggy Bassett, she had what we called the Camelot of our movement. It was a Sunday morning experience with a couple thousand people. She was the president of this movement, and she contracted Lou Gehrig's disease. And what she stood up and told people is, I don't want you to pray for me to be cured. All my life I've been praying to walk closer to God, and I have been too busy to do that most of the time. And so in that walk, she became closer to God as well as her pain. Mary Tyler Moore said, how can you become brave if everything in your life has always been wonderful? How do you know that you got what it takes to step off over that edge? How do you know you've got to learn to trust yourself? And you know what? You'll find out that you know more than you think you knew. You know more than you think you knew, because it is Spirit knowing itself is your life. It is Spirit showing light upon your life and your world. You will begin to see things in a way that you had not seen them before. All of a sudden, you will begin to step forth in a way that allows you to move away from what has been the shackles that has held you back from fulfilling that mandate. It will allow you to throw those bow lines from your boat and take off from the safe harbor and realize that you're not leaving because of guilt, because you didn't do it, and you're not doing something because somebody has guilted you into it, because I'll tell you something about guilt is one of the worst guides to taking you to where your heart seeks to be. It's like there's a heaviness there that just doesn't mesh in that kind of consciousness. It will take you to a place that may be a little unknown for you. But something Soren Kierkegaard said, and he is that great, fabulous, incredible Danish mystic, philosopher, buddy of mine, Viking. But he said, to dare, one will lose their footing momentarily. But not to dare, one will lose themselves. You've been given this mandate. Jason's saying it's already done. It's already done in the mind of God, and now it's seeking expression through you. But you are the one who's got to be willing to go with it and to express it in your life, and to be able to trust that stirring in your soul, and trust that what is unfolding will lead you to a place. And Helen Keller left us the wonderful line that security is all superstition. There is no security in nature. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. We know that. So you got to be willing to dare. You got to be willing to go for it. And you've got to also not be so open that your brains are falling out either. You want to be open enough, but not so you're so gullible that you find yourself listening to afternoon talk shows interviewing Bigfoot's love slave, or or how you can tell if your congresswoman is an alien, or the toilet is the portal to the underworld. These are kind of signs you've gone a little bit too far in your exploration. You want to be a bit more grounded so you can begin to be that place where Spirit shows, because there is more than your mind can ever begin to grasp in this world. Shakespeare knew it. Hamlet had said, there are more things of heaven and earth, Horatio, than you dreamt that was ever dreamt in your philosophy. There's more things of heaven and earth, Horatio, than were ever dreamt in your philosophy. There's more things that are possible. But you're the one who's got to be open to it. And that mandate is your ticket. It's the stirring of your soul. It's what makes your blood pump. It's what brings forth that vortex of creativity. And it will take you to a new level. And that new level, it may stir the stuff around the people around you, or the world in which you live in. You were born to make a difference. You get to decide what that difference will be. Are you calling in and saying, I'm not doing it? Or are you saying, I'm going to go for it, and this is what I am going to create in my life, and I'm going to see this vision and use that as my star to navigate in life with? And there may be new insights that will rock the boat of my family or my world. John Keats criticized, if you would, Isaac Newton for robbing the rainbow of its poetry, of clipping angels' wings, of taking the air out of the haunted and the gnomes out of the mines, because when he discovered a little light beam pinhole through his shutters and held his infinite prism up to that light beam in his study, and that prism refracted the light, and saw the amalgama of the colors that made up the single white light, he changed the mystery of the rainbow forever. That's why John Keats kind of attacked the guy a bit. But I want to share with you something Greg Lavoie wrote in his book. And you guys know I've been reading this book, Vital Signs. Just fabulous. Greg Lavoie wrote the book Callings. And he's the one who brought this John Keats thing to my awareness. But I want to share with you what he said about that, because I like his writing. And he's talking about the experiment. He said, if his experiment trimmed any angel's wings, it also created a whole host of new angels, including the science of spectroscopy, by which we've come to know the natural history of stars, their colors and their chemical makeups, their temperature, their size, their luminosity, their future. We've also learned that they're the nuclear furnace in which our atoms were forged, the oxygen in our lungs, the nitrogen in our DNA, the calcium in our teeth, the iron in our blood, the silicone in our implants. Did Newton really unweave the rainbow, or did he weave a new set of illuminations? Did he really conquer the mysteries of light and spoil everybody's fun? Or did he offer a whole new mystery of wonder and inspire the passion of new people? You know what? As you allow those trade winds to take you to new places, you may come back and say the earth isn't flat anymore. You may come back and say that white light is really a rainbow, and it could rock the boat. But if you're being true to that mandate, what you're going to bring are the new mysteries, the new wonders, and the new place from which we stand. It's not dishonoring its past. We all stand on the shoulders of those who went before us. We stand upon the shoulders of giants who were brave enough to bring forth what was new. They had the guts and the courage to say that. And they expect the same of us as we look out upon those new horizons with a mandate to be honest and integrity with what it is we see, so we can bring forth that which is new and step off into a place that hasn't been yet. That is where the mystery and the angels and the majesty lies. You've got to trust that stirring that is inside of you and not think that, if I don't do this, who knows what you're thinking. But you don't. You've got to be kind to yourself. Not just say, it's not going to work. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try even if I haven't been there. We all grew up with Raiders of the Lost Ark, in the movie where Indiana Jones and the Last Crusader movie, where he was standing on the edge of the precipice looking down at this huge chasm, and there was no way he could leap across the other side, and he remembered the story of the invisible bridge, right? And so he put a few rocks out there, and I don't know, maybe not, I don't know. But you don't know until you take that step, until you throw off those bow lines. And when you stop calling in, saying, I don't count, I'm not coming in. And he stepped off, and as we know, he went across the bridges there, and he made it to the other side, no problem. But you don't know until you actually have the experience. You can read about God, you can know about God, but you don't know God until you've had that experience. And how do you have that experience? Is you say yes to your soul's purpose or passion or mandate that is coming from a higher place, a place you have not been, but a willingness to go on the adventure and see what is there. You can read about it. When I was thinking about parachuting, I read about it. And when I saw the contract that said you may die, it stirred questions in my mind. But then I listened to what people said, how beautiful it is to jump out of a perfectly good plane, and I had to evaluate yes or no. I read about the experience, but it was not until I did jump out of that plane did I know the beauty and the majesty of what it was like to have your parachute finally open and bring you down to the ground so softly. You can't read about those invisible bridges or the hand of God. You have got to come to know it with everything you have. The hand of God is there. You have been kissed by the angels. Everyone has. It's just some are willing to pucker. And that's when the experience becomes magical and wonderful and juicy and good. Bryce, oh man, I forgot the guy's last name. It'll come to me. Bryce Courtney, age 55, fired. Not the best time in life to be fired. It's probably never a good time to be fired, but if age 55, the boss said, you're out of here. So once again, you get to decide, is this an obstacle am I going to overcome, or is this a mandate or a vision or a goal that's going to be fun and enticing? He chose to say, I wanted to be a writer. How many of us thought about being a writer? I want to be a writer. I'm going to write my book that I've been thinking about. But I'm not going to write just one book. He said, I'm going to write 4 books. The first 3 are just going to be practice for that bestseller that's going to change the world. And so he sat down, he started writing. He finished his first book. 1,100 pages was his warm-up practice book. You talk about crazy. And so, he stuck it in a shoebox and used it as a weight to hold his kitchen door open. And one of his friends said, Bryce, why don't you at least show it to an agent? Come on. I said, oh, well, okay. So he went ahead and he showed it to the agent. And it was called The Power of One, which went on to be the best-selling book from an Australian author of all time. He has gone on to be one of their most favorite authors, one of the top-selling authors in the history of Australia, all because something happened in his life that he was willing to say yes to. What is it that you are willing to say yes to? Because I'll tell you what, when you get that mandate and that big vision and that possibility, you go, whoa, I don't know. And there's a story I remember Peggy Bassett shared probably 35 years ago, and it's well used. You probably heard it, but I just want to end with it because it's just so right for the mandate and our hesitancy. Do I, don't I? We're forgetting that, he or she that put that in us will perfect it to completion. But, we forget that somehow, that there's that bridge there or that hand of God that's going to carry us, and that it's about our focus and get out of our mind that I can't imagine ever this happening or living there, and realize that, what? This idea is not coming from me. It's coming through me from a higher place. And so what Dr. Peggy said, the story she shared is the one that says, come to the edge, the teacher said. The student said, no, I'm afraid, I can't. Come to the edge, the teacher said. The student said, no, can't, I'm afraid. Come to the edge, the teacher said. So the students did, and she pushed. And they flew. God bless us all as we fly our mandate. Love you. Hey, let's keep it going as we bring Jason Powell back to our stage.
It's a beautiful sermon. Thank you. Feel free to clap your hands. Let the Spirit move you. Living in a world of lack and worry, doubt, and fear is a choice we make whenever we choose not to hear the voice within us seeking to emerge as our song, speaking abundance, peace, and love and truth all along. One love, you're the universal law. One love, always answer when we call. One love, there is good in all you bring. One love, 'cause what you are is everything. The mind produces thought waves traveling through all space and time. The body's only mortal coil waiting to unwind. The spirit is a breath of life by breathing its own soul. Therefore death does not exist unless you can let go. One love, you're the universal law. One love, always answer when we call. One love, there's good in all you bring. One love, 'cause what you are is everything. Say, do me a favor, we're gonna change it up a bit. Say, just follow me. Do me a favor. You can do me a favor, say, when I say one, you say love. One. 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 You have a pretty good background. Let's see this section. One. 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 They're pretty good. Let's try this section. We got a little competition. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1. There you go. 1. 1. Okay. 1. You guys are pretty good. 1. Oh yeah, one more. 1. Now let's put it all together. Ready? Let's see. 1. 1. When you're sad, love. When you're mad. When you're lost. When you can't. When you don't know where you are. Love, you can rely on love bridge. My life is a life of God. 'Cause God is all I am. One love, you taught me that I'm more than just a little man. The universe is friendly, all it wants to do is give. When we're in alignment with it, what I like to live. I'm grateful for the gift of life, it's heaven here on earth. Singing and dancing, doing all, is my right of birth. One love, you're the universal law. One, always answer when we call. One, there is good in all you bring. One, 'cause what you are is heaven. Remember, when in doubt, allow the love out. Let the love out. One love, one
That's Jason Powell. One love, man. Oh, great. Wow. Jason Powell, one love. Reminding us, stirring us, calling us, commanding that it is now. All right. Woo! One love. I can feel it. I can feel it. Hey, it's time to let that one love move in this time of giving, in the time of sharing, in the time of contributing, in the time of creating this wonderful community that is known as Seaside is able to move through time and space because of moments like this, where we stop and we pause and we can feel that one love, that presence, that God presence, that life force. Feel it and sense it and allow this to be the moment in which you choose to have it move through you in ways of loving, gifting. It is a time of our service where we get to give our financial support to God's work and find that God's work continues to show up as our very life, for it's all one. So as you give, it comes back. It's not why you give, it's just that's how it works. You get to be the activity of that abundant flow that is truly infinite. So with that, I'd like to invite our ushers to come forward as we do take our gift from our heart and our soul and know that it is Spirit expressing as our life. It comes back multiplied. I want to say thank you to those that mail in their contributions when you can't be here on a Sunday. It is greatly appreciated because we have that regular ongoing financial responsibilities. And those that remember us with the auto tithe, that regular systematic support from your world into Seaside's truly a blessing. And I share this prayer of gratitude with the most generous of spiritual communities, knowing that this truly is a blessed moment where we can feel that divine mandate, that divine impression and expression of God that moves here and now through each and every one of us, and say yes to that. Because as you say yes to that divine emanation, that divine frequency will take you to ever higher ground. It will take you to a greater mandate of knowing, and knowing that all that is necessary to bring it forth into the world of form is already in place. For that which has stirred your soul will perform that to a perfect completion. So I'm grateful to be in that place that I can say yes to the vision, to the imagination, to the inkling of the soul, knowing that God supports that just in this moment as each of us supports Spirit's work. So we give from the fullness of being, taking that which has blessed our life, knowing that we'll continue to bring blessings to everyone who comes in contact, so we send it forth, saying, thank you, Father, Mother, God, for this opportunity to pause and to remember the true source of all. And so it is. Amen. And together, let us say this affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. Okay? Where? Yeah, where? Dizzy? Okay. No, I loved it. 29th Dizzy's. Yeah, absolutely. The guys from Seaside, fabulous, nice job. Bob Metz on the saxophone, Pat on the drums, Tom on the bass, that's Lynn Willard on the Buzendorf. Great job. As I stand before this bounty, I can feel the love. I can feel the givingness. I can feel the divine presence move in ways that are just so blessed. For it blesses each of us as it has passed through our life and is sent forth to Seaside and is taken in love, is handled in good stewardship. It is sent forth back into the flow of life, bringing those blessings and grace with all those that comes in contact. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for this opportunity to pause and to find that true sense of peace, knowing that source is infinite of our very life, and so it is. Amen. All right. So Richard Drutman, I usually would tell you he's our board president, but he's going by a new title, Grandpa, first-time grandfather. Just and I guess that makes beloved wife Eileen grandma too, but she looks too young for that. Jason, oh my goodness, fabulous way to rock the house, man. Way to do it. Woo! Boy, the first service didn't get that, man. That just took us to a higher dimension, for sure. Rebecca, bless you, love you. Hey, you want more, Rebecca? The 29th, she is doing a Sade tribute at Dizzy's, right? You guys know where Dizzy's is? PB, full night, Sade tribute on the 29th, right there. Always a joy to share Sundays with you and know that you can have all the Debbie on Wednesday night. So this Wednesday will be fabulous. Hey, thank you for sound. Ed, thank you for visuals. Marv, know their CDs available right after the service. And hey, Steve Grant behind the camera today. And lots of love to our home viewing, live streaming audience. We appreciate you. We know that you're there. And thank you for your contributions. It makes a difference to keep this going for you. And actually for all the world. We get stories from all over the place. Let's see, there's a lot going on today. I mean, when I'm done chatting here, we've got the kids are having an open house with root beer floats. And, if you ever see our teens selling anything on the way up, buy it because they're trying to raise money to go to camp. We got Debbie who's doing something, introducing practitioner consciousness. Anybody who's interested in becoming a practitioner, come see Debbie. We've got a workshop today, Sprinkles from Heaven, with Carolyn Janes. Next week, you've got animating your laughter with feeling with Joel. There's a lot that's going on. And then, as soon as I'm done chatting here, I'm running off to the Eco Fest right there by Quail Gardens. It's free. It's a festival. They're expecting 1,000, 2,000 people. I'm leading a big community circle at 1:30 and bring in the Eagle Dancer, a Native American, to just take it to the drums. So if you want, no cost to that. It's a big festival. Hey, guys, how's it going? What's happening? There's an open house. Anybody want to tell me about it? What's going on there?
There's a lot this morning.
What happened today?
We're going to have root beer floats.
Now, that's what we're showing up there for. Hey, Fiona. Well, I didn't push her, honest. Okay, I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to pray, because that's where it's at. It's all about moving to this moment within our service. Everything has led to this point where we can feel the presence. I want to invite any of our religious science practitioners that are present here today to stand, and for us just to feel that upliftment to that higher consciousness where we can have a greater clarity, the mandate of the next step on that bridge that may not be seen, but it is there, for Spirit's hand is always there to carry us, to entice us to spread those wings so we may fly. Able to move through the restrictions or the excuses or the rationalizations that question the divine. I just let it go. And I just stand in awesome awareness of the beauty of God, that first breath of my being, of all life, that first cause, that first impulsion, that first thrust of life. That's the essence of it all. That's God. Created all things, and all came from that, so all is of that. God is infinite. All the great religions say that. So logically, that means I'm of that. I can't be of anything else. There is nothing else. It is infinite. And so I know in this moment that I am Spirit expressing. I may not be all of the divine, but all that I am is Spirit. And so I rise my awareness to that higher vision, that higher mandate, that revelation, and stand with the jubilation of the deep knowingness of the wholeness of God in this very moment. A wholeness, that one love, change that has happened in the soul and the spirit, the shift that has taken place, that has allowed that greater flow of Spirit to move in this moment. It is a blessing. It is grace. It is good. It is God. And I don't need to tell that intelligence that guides the universe what to do with my life. I choose to be receptive. And I know right now that my being responds to that which put the good works inside of me, that's sticking around to perfect it to completion. And so I let go of my concern. I let go of the questioning mind. I let go of the human doubts, the natural human emotions that arise in a time of question. I just let it go and know that whatever physical challenges or constrictions may be impeding my ease in walking through this world dissolve into the nothingness from which they came. name. And that healing is not about putting things back to the way they were, but the ease and the grace of walking towards God in an ever closer kind of way. This healing is about going with what is in my life that moves me closer to a greater conscious connection with Source. And healing happens. The flow moves. The heavens open up. They touch down. For you are that divine portal, that divine expression, that clear transparency, that extra censoring expression of life itself, that which is love, that knows about forgiveness. And with this deep kind of knowingness, the body heals itself. The world of affairs becomes congruent, fulfilling, successful. An abundant flow, an affluent flow of life is the natural state. You live in a world where there is enough. That's not a number, it is a consciousness. A consciousness knowing that with heaven and earth there are more things than my mind could ever have dreamt. And grateful to be the recipient of that greater good. The relationships become wonderful. I pucker for the angels. I find the juiciness of God touching down. Just as every prayer request in our prayer request chest is answered. For Hal Douglas, who went into the hospital yesterday, I know that right where he is, the presence of God is moving through his body, revealing whatever needs to be known for the right modality of choices, that truly the blessings and the grace of God brings his body back into that alignment of wholeness, ever closer to God, and that his soul lessons begin to be revealed, and there is a deep knowingness and a physical healing that is taking place, for the alignment of the spirit and soul and the body has happened. So right where Hal is, God is expressing perfectly. Just as it continues to express perfectly for each and every one of us. If there's anything you're working on here, just let God have it. Let it go. Let it be. For Seaside is a community where healing takes place, where love is felt, where the presence of God is felt. It is a growing, prospering, thriving spiritual community that puts spirit first always, and with that comes a light that shines. It joins the other lights of this world, the temples, the synagogues, the other places of healing, other places of spiritual truth. There's something good taking place upon this planet. There's a birth going on of the greater expression of the kingdom of God here on earth. I'm grateful to stand as a witness, to proclaim it, to know it, and to be thankful. Thankful for the good of God is. I let go and I trust in the divine right action in the perfect healing that is here and now. And so it is.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. And this is what you have to say: I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. Said no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Said I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. Said no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Seaside, sing it out loud. That's it right there. Come on. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yeah.
And our affirmation is, I live from a higher vision for my life. Together, I live from a higher vision for my life. Touch your heart and say it again. I live from a higher vision for my life. One more time like you mean it. I live from a higher vision for myself. Life, self, however you want it. Or you just throw it all out. I live from a higher vision, period. And our song of grace.
I'm living in love. I'm living in peace. I'm living my life for what I believe. Through joys and through fears, in this world I walk. God's grace shines on me, and it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love. We're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor all truth as together we walk. God's grace moves through me, and it moves through us all. We are living in grace. 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 Have a wonderful week, Seaside.